Ooh, what's up, nerds and geeks? My name is OMG WTF LOLFTW BRB. Welcome back to more Total Extreme Wrestling 2016. We are playing as the WWF in the year 2002, booking the invasion angle, and we are now set straight on a path to the road to WrestleMania. We've gotten past the Royal Rumble. There's only one more pit stop in our way, and we got to stop in the fast lane. Just joking around. We got to make our stop to No Way Out. We got a little bit of fallout happening here. This is the Raw after the Rumble, so things are getting heated now, nerds and geeks. Let's just jump right into it. I've got nothing really else to say. You know, there is one thing I would like to say, and that's just to be patient on these upcoming episodes, you know, up to No Way Out and WrestleMania, because I'm really going to be, focusing and working hard to make sure, every little minute thing is, perfect in my eyes. So, just be a little patient, because these next episodes, I'm hoping, are going to be a lot more, I don't want to say enjoyable than the previous ones, because it's evident that you guys have been enjoying this series the entire time. But these ones are going to be a little bit more, you know, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but they're going to be, I guess, important, but that makes everything else look like it hasn't been important. But these are, the ones to keep an eye on, because these are going to be explaining a lot of things and kind of revealing what's going to be happening up to, going up to Mania here shortly. Anyway, let's just jump right into it. We don't have any pre-show matches, because really there was nothing I wanted to do. So we open up Monday Night Raw with a 100 A-star rating here. The Royal Rumble recap video aired. We saw everything that happened. We saw that we got a new WWF World Champion in The Undertaker. We saw a lot of titles that changed hands, actually, last night. We saw the debut of the Stinger, who won the Royal Rumble. And we open up after the Royal Rumble recap video with Stone Cold Steve Austin and the new WWF Intercontinental Champion, Rhino, making their way down to the ring. Once in the ring, Austin, he takes the mic and he says, hold on. We're going to need a drink for this one. This is a Stone Cold voice. Why do we always start off with, the most difficult voices? All right. We took our drink. Stone Cold goes on to say, I just want y'all to know I'm not in the mood tonight, so don't mess with me. This is a horrible start to this Stone Cold impersonation. And before I go on getting myself even angrier, I just want to say congratulations to Rhino for winning the Intercontinental Championship last night. Big round of applause. Give it to him. You know, at least one of us walked out a winner last night. Because I'm sure, this is turning into a very raspy, I'm sure all you saw from that cute little video the boys in the back made, Stone Cold not only didn't win the Royal Rumble last night, but he was screwed by a man that he's been ignoring his entire career. This man has been copying Stone Cold since he's laced up a pair of boots, and I've let him get away with it for far too long. Last night when you took it upon yourself to toss me out of the Rumble, well, there ain't no easy way to put it. You made an enemy of me last night, kid. And once this snake has his eyes on his prey, it's time to strike. So Goldberg, Stone Cold says. But before Stone Cold can get off what he wants to say, and I think it's evident by, Jericho and Christian sitting there, the music of Chris Jericho goes off, break the walls down, and out comes the Ayatollah of rock and rolla alongside his good friend and protege, Christian, with a mic in hand. And Jericho comes out, oh, would you quit your whining, Steve? Oh no, another bald man made me look like a punk. Look here, Rattlesnake. If anything, you should be thanking Billiam, because at least in these sheep's eyes, he has some credibility. If things would have went my way, I would have tossed you out of the ring just like we planned, and I can just imagine how embarrassing that would have been for ya. Alright, hold on. That would have been for ya. That was supposed to kind of sound southern, but, whatever. Especially since you care what these people think, despite you saying you don't. Which is, again, brings me back to these sheep and who they deem as credible and not. They look at you like you're some sort of Texas god, while they see me as another. I'm moving too fast. While they see me as another Joe Schmo on the street, completely ignoring the fact how guys like you and Billiam got eliminated early on in the Royal Rumble, while this Joe Schmo made it to the Final Four, baby. And then Christian goes on to take the mic and he goes, and you know what, Chris? Congrats are in order. Not just for you. Don't be selfish now. But for Rhino, too. Our new Intercontinental Champion, who just loves to take advantage of everyone else's hard work. I mean, why else would a leech like you latch on to Austin? And Austin, of course, he takes a little bit of offense. You don't talk about his protege like that. And he, what did you say? He steps up. But, of course, Rhino, he steps up as well. He puts his hand on, Steve's chest probably. Not, kind of like holding him back. Not in a gay way. Don't get any ideas here. I don't want to see any fan art. And, he asks for the mic from Austin, and he goes, oh, no, before he even says anything, Christian goes, uh-oh, it's going to try to talk. And then Rhino goes, if you think you can take this title away from me, and then he lays the bell on the ground, he goes, then let's do this right here, right now. And then Christian, he goes on to respond by saying, oh, are you sure about that? Because we can do this here, but we're not doing this now. You know what? I've got to go stretch up first, stretch out my hammies and all that. Wouldn't want any cramps. But how's about we meet up later on? And I show everyone here that Rhino doesn't have what it takes to be a champion. And then Rhino just, he says, anytime, anywhere. I'll kick your ass all the way back to Maple Country when I take you down with a gore. A gore. Gore! And that ends off our first promo of the night as we set up it's not going to be our main event, it's our semi-main event. I'll just go ahead and spoil that for you. Also, we had a locker room incident. Rick Steiner, one half of the WWF Tag Team Champions, new WWF Tag Team Champions, was 1 hour late to pick up his travel partner. Presumably his brother, Scott Steiner, so I can't imagine Scott wasn't happy about that at all. Naughty, stop with the bell. Everyone can hear it, man. Judge Rock went on to found him guilty, sentenced him to buy his travel partner's meals for the next 3 shows. Rick's behavior improved because of it. This could have just been a classic brother bullying thing. I'm going to let my cat out because this bell is annoying the hell out of me. Get out of here. How annoying is that? And how rude, I may add. Either way, there you got it. Rick Steiner already, showing up late. Not for the show, but for his partner. Showing that this partnership may not just work out. Anyway, strong start for the show. Crowd is hot. Austin was good. All in all, good stuff. As we jump into the next segment, just a quick little, announcer hyping thing saying that tonight, The Undertaker will be here. The new WWF Tag Team Champion has a message for the entire WWF locker room now that he is the new team captain of the WWF. Stuff like that. 75 B-, that's fine. As we jump into our opening match of the night, 74 B-, Raven putting the Hardcore Championship on the line because he is the Hardcore Champion, and whenever he's in action, the title should be on the line. Either way, decent wrestling, not much weight in heat. Raven goes on to defeat Hardcore Holly in 8 minutes 35 seconds with the Raven effect, making his 3rd defense of the Hardcore Championship. Holly with a 52 in-ring performance, Raven with a 76. As we jump into the next segment, which gets a 72 B-, Raven takes the mic after his title defense while the flock slides into the ring to surround him. Of course, we got, new women's champion and new cruiserweight champion Daphne and Vampiro holding up their titles as well. And then Raven, he takes the mic and he says, slowly but surely the flock is taken over. Last night proves it. Not only with my successful title defense over Bradshaw and Hardcore Holly tonight, but also with Vampiro and Daphne's title wins over Billy Kidman and Lita, capturing both the WWF Women's Championship and WCW's Cruiserweight Championship. Slowly, but surely, the flock is taking over. And Raven was probably going to continue on with saying something. We can imagine that's what the dots are for, to be honest. When Matt Hardy's music interrupts him, and out comes Matt Hardy, the stricken boyfriend of Lita right now. I don't know if stricken would be the right word, because Lita hasn't broken up with him or anything. Anyway, Matt comes out and he says, shut up, Raven. We're all tired of hearing you talk. Last night, the flock went too far. If it wasn't for those 2 goons, talking about Saturn and Bossman, both you and Daphne wouldn't have won or retained, this is a weird way of saying this. Both you and Daphne wouldn't have won the women's title, or you wouldn't have retained that hardcore championship. And then there's Vampiro, relying on Daphne's distraction so he can capitalize and capture the Cruiserweight Championship. And then Raven goes on to say, enough, Matthew, yes, I admit it. The Flock used everyone's greatest weakness against them. Love. Love blinds us. Now, hold on, we gotta move down. Just ask Lita and Billy. Even to an extent, we used Bradshaw's love for the WWF against him, and now even you're blinded by love. What will be your next move, Matthew? Will you turn around, tucking your tail between your legs? Or will you blindly rush down to this ring, forgetting that the numbers are always against you? And Matt goes on to say, I don't give a damn about the numbers. As long as I get a few good hits on your greasy ass, then I'll be happy. And he tosses the mic down, he rushes towards the ring, and of course, the moment he slides in there, he doesn't even get a lick on Raven because Vampiro, Bossman, Perry Saturn, they just jump him, begin to stomp him down, beat him down. Daphne's screaming and she's laughing in the background while Raven just stands there looking on. Like I said, Matt doesn't even get to lay a hand on Raven, and eventually, Jeff Hardy, Matt's brother, alongside Rob Van Dam, come out to the ring. They got chairs in their hand, rushing to Matt's aid. Raven, of course, takes himself and Daphne out of the ring before Jeff and RVD can get into the ring. So now we have Matt, Jeff, and Rob Van Dam all fighting off the three remaining members of the Flock in the ring, Vampiro, Perry Saturn, and Bossman, before they get him out of the ring and all stand tall. Before probably going off into a commercial, I'd imagine. Raven's getting better at his gimmick. Daphne's getting better at her gimmick. The angle got the crowd hotter. That's pretty cool. Raven came across well. Apparently, Daphne underperformed, but at least the crowd's not booing her. Rob Van Dam was good. So that's all good stuff. And it started the new storyline we're going to have here between Raven and Matt Hardy. Of course, Lita was here as well, just imagine. Because, Matt was here, and that's her. That's his manager, I should say. So moving on to the next segment, we go to a 72 B-, where during the commercial break, one of those little gimmicks here, we're being shown that Jeff Hardy, he catches up with Matt Hardy, so we get to hear what they're saying, and Jeff's all like, Matt, wait up, man. What were you thinking, man? That was suicidal. It was 4-on-1, man. And Matt's like, I was defending Lita's honor, something you don't have. And then Jeff responds, look, I understand wanting to get vengeance for Lita. I really do. But you gotta be smarter, man. And what did you mean, no honor? Are you kidding me? When are you gonna put this stupid jealousy to the side and realize that we're family? I'm always gonna love you, man. Why do you think I went out there and saved your dumb ass earlier? And finally, Rob Van Dam steps up in between and he says, hey guys, you two just need to calm. Let's try this again. You two just need to calm down and you need to talk. Why don't we get out of here and head back to my place? I've got exactly what you guys need. And then Jeff, he looks at Matt, he goes, you know what? I'm willing to give it a shot if he is. And then Matt goes on to say, look, thanks but no thanks, Rob. What I need is a brother who has my back. And I think tonight you showed me that you have exactly that. And now with the Hardys back together, the Flock really won't stand a chance. And then RVD also steps up once again. He goes, and now you'll have Rob Van Dam, making this team truly Team Extreme. And there we have that. I forgot Paul Heyman was Rob Van Dam's manager, so apparently he helped RVD in this segment, and he came out looking excellent with all his references, subliminally trying to get the Hardy Boys probably high by taking them back to his hotel or something. Like, hey guys, come back to my hotel and we'll talk, and I'll get you guys nice and calm. Anyway, gained heat to the Raven Matt Hardy storyline. We jump into the next segment, backstage with Jonathan Coachman. Thanks a lot, Coach. You brought this down like a lot. 72 B-. We got Coach backstage. Now we know not to rate Coach ever with a main eventer. Like, he can be with them, but he's not going to be rated. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan Coachman here, and joining me now is the Game, Triple H. Triple H, last night you were so close to winning the Royal Rumble until WCW Sting made his shocking debut and won the whole thing by tossing you out last. And I just have to ask you, with all the plans that you and Stephanie have been talking about, I've got to ask, what's next for Triple H? And then Triple H steps up and he says, what's next for Triple H? You know, Coach, it's funny you mentioned our plans because Steph and I think it's about time we made a few phone calls. But as of what's next for Triple H, WrestleMania's next. Because let's not forget that there are 2 world titles now. And you're looking at the runner-up of the Royal Rumble. So I don't give a damn if it's WWF or WCW Gold. Whoever Sting doesn't face at WrestleMania, I am. And he just, walks away. While Coach probably just says, back to you guys or something. Of course, we already know about the chemistry between Triple H and Stephanie. Coach apparently performed poorly, and Triple H was a real star. I almost said the real storm. So that's what's next for Triple H. WrestleMania. He's still confident he's getting a world title shot. And he might. You never know. We'll see where it goes. 76 B- for our next angle here, as the new WWF Tag Team Champions Scott and Rick Steiner are already in the ring. They're showing off their new tag team titles. When Scott takes the mic, and he says, well, it looks like the Steiners have put on some weight. Look, we told all you jackasses that we were taking over the minute we stepped foot back into the WWF. And now here we are, 7 years later, back on top of the WWF Tag Team Division. Proving that they're in a damn team in the WWF. Hell, they're in a damn team even in the WCW or that piece of crap ECW. There's no team out there that can stand up to Freakzilla and his pitbull of a brother. And to prove it, we're putting the tag team division on check. So if there's any team that's got the balls to come out here and get the same treatment that the Dudleys and TNA got, then step up to the plate. And that's when, to the shock of everybody, a minute or two passes and the music of Head Chop plays, and out comes Al Snow with a smile on his face and a mic in his hand alongside a very hesitant Funaki who does not seem like he wants to be out here at all. And Scott just goes, you're joking, right? And Snow goes, oh, this is no joke. You said you guys were looking for a challenge? Well, this is just the opportunity we've been looking for to get our foot in the door to get a shot at these tag team championships. And Scott goes on to say, if you 2 jackasses somehow beat us tonight, we'll give you 2s a shot next week. And then Snow goes, be careful what you wish for, Steiner. Come on, Fu. And Funaki's just frozen in place. You can tell he doesn't want anything to do with this. So Al Snow, the good friend he is, gets behind Funaki and just begins to push him down to the ring for this matchup between Head Chop and the Steiners. Scott came across well. Funaki looked dreadful, but that's okay. Lost heat for the TNA Steiner Brothers feud. Oh, we didn't. Okay, I was going to say, did we do it or not? We jump into the match, which honestly does an impressive, solid 80B rating here. We have a decent matchup here. Of course, the Steiner Brothers go over Head Chop. Of course they did. In 8 minutes, 28 seconds when Scott Steiner defeats Funaki with the Steiner device. In terms of in-ring work, Scott Steiner was head and shoulders above everybody else, with Funaki being the weak link. That's okay, though. Scott and Rick Steiner, they have their chemistry, which we know about. Of course, so does Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler. Scott Steiner came out of the match looking good. Rick Steiner with an 80 in-ring performance. Scott with a 100. You're going to have to calm it down. Funaki with a 56, and Al Snow with a 66. Funaki's improving in performance, and as is Rick Steiner. As we jump into the next segment here, which has a 95A star. Why does this feud do so well? Is it Trish? Good God. TNA really have been shining in this feud with Rick and Scott. Anyway, the match is over. Scott takes the mic and he goes, Rick, get these 2 bozos out of our ring. If this is the best the WWF Tag Team Division has to offer us, then you people better get used to seeing us as the champs, because we ain't ever losing these championships. And that's when the music of Test and Albert hits, and out comes the former WWF Tag Team Champions. Scott goes on to say, are you freaking kidding me? And I gotta take a drink, guys. Scott Steiner's voice is just, is ringing on me. It's not even a good Scott Steiner voice. Kind of sounds like Vince Russo and Scott Steiner fused together, if I say anything. Anyway, out comes Tess and Albert, and Tess goes on to take the mic, and he says, "Sorry to interrupt you, Scott, but we were just getting tired of hearing you exercising your mouth back there, or out here. Last night you guys beat us, and there's no denying that. But we still get our rematch, and don't forget that." And then Scott goes, "Are you that desperate that you gotta cling on to your last 15 minutes of fame, that you gotta pull up a rematch clause? It's bad enough you gotta use Trish to keep yourselves over. You know, speaking of Trish, hey baby, when you gonna lose these two losers and jump on the freak train?" And that's when Tess kind of takes a little bit of offense here, and he steps up and says, "Shut your mouth, Scott. You know, you like to bring up how you took out the Dudleys and how you thought you took us out. But you know what? I say at No Way Out," and I ran out of space here, but I wasn't going to waste my space on the notepad because we were pretty much done. He goes on to say, "I say at No Way Out, how about we give you the same treatment you gave the Dudleys, and we give you your chance to give us that same treatment, because I say we throw the rules out at No Way Out. In our rematch, I say let's make it an Extreme Rules match. No disqualification, falls count anywhere, call it what you want. I say let's make it non-sanctioned. Let's throw all the rules out. TNA, Steiner Brothers, one more time." And then Scott pretty much goes on to say, "You know what, kid, it's your funeral. If you want the Steiners to end your careers early, then so be it. We'll see you guys at No Way Out," pretty much. Albert came across well, which that's interesting that he's the one that got the notepad here, despite everybody being in here. Maybe he's the reason why we're getting these A ratings here. Anyway, gaining heat for the feud. I almost don't want to end this feud between these guys. Like, let's make them go to Mania. They're not, but still. We move on to an 83B+. We're backstage in Vitamin C's locker room. Jericho, he's backstage psyching Christian up for his upcoming Intercontinental Championship match. And, of course, we get to overhear what they're saying. And he goes on to say, hold on, I got a cough, guys. All right, there we go. Goes on to say, "Rhino got lucky last night. Unlike Austin, he was in the right place at the right time. You had Van Dam beat with that unprettier when the Man-Beast took advantage of the situation by hitting you with the gore. But tonight, there's no Jeff Hardy, and there's no Rob Van Dam. It's just you and that human rhinoceros." And then Christian goes on to make a valid point. "Yeah, but what about Austin? I mean, he's usually always there at ringside with Rhino." And then Jericho goes, "Don't you worry about old Stone Cold. You leave that snake to me and worry about winning that Intercontinental Championship." And that's just the end of the segment there. Probably faded into a commercial after that. Jericho not only getting better at his gimmick, it came out looking excellent. Lost heat for the tag feud that we're building here, but that's fine. As we come back from commercial to jump right into our Intercontinental Championship matchup, which gets an 85B+ rating here. We have a bout that had great wrestling and good heat to it. Rhino goes over Christian in 10 minutes, 3 seconds with the pile driver. Doesn't even get him with the gore. What the hell, Rhino? Pile driver finisher. Does he not have the gore? I have to check that. After a distraction from Stone Cold and Chris Jericho, we can check the Road Agent reports. It's supposed to be there too. Making his first defense of the Intercontinental Championship. So what I'd imagine here, of course, you got Stone Cold. He's going to be on commentary for this match, as he usually always is. Jericho is, at ringside with Christian. And at one point, it looks like Jericho is, trying to cheat. Rhino maybe going for the gore. It looks like Jericho's trying to, get up and, maybe not going for the gore. But either way, Jericho is trying to cheat. Austin sees it happening, gets off the commentary table. And Austin and Jericho kind of have a little bit of a brawl on the outside while the referee eventually ejects both of them, saying, "You know what, both of you, out of here," which, Christian's like, whoa, what's happening? The typical distraction, like, that's my guy, don't distract, eject him, which he turns around, and let's just say he got a gore. I don't want to say a pile driver, so we're going to say gore. He turns around to get the gore, 1, 2, 3, Rhino wins. Christian had an in-ring performance of an 85. Rhino with an 84. 1 point better. Good on Christian. Rhino improving in technical. Taking advantage of the moment. We then move on to an 89. Solid A rating here. Michael Cole's backstage with The Rock. and he says, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Cole here. But before he can even get out what he's going to say next, The Rock interrupts him and he says, he takes the mic from Cole first, and then he goes, "Scram, Cole, The Rock is not in the mood for you tonight. Last night, The Undertaker did exactly what he told The Rock he was going to do. And that was beat The Rock. And he did it. 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring." Excuse me again, guys. You see, all night long, all we've heard about is The Undertaker is going to be here to deliver his first message to the WWF locker room, now that he's the WWF champion and the team captain. But where is the dead man? We've been waiting all night. The Rock has been waiting all night, but The Rock won't wait any longer. The Rock's calling your undead ass out in the middle of the ring, and we can settle this face to face. And Rock just walks off, as he's probably heading to the ring right now. He came out looking excellent, gained heat for his feud with The Undertaker. As we just go to a 77B rating here, just a quick angle featuring Kurt Angle, an angle featuring Angle. Nothing too, it's just a freestyle thing. I can explain to you guys what's happening. I don't know why it's not showing anything in here. But pretty much all this is a limo or a car pulls up, and out comes Kurt Angle. The WCW champion is here for some reason, and we have no idea why. Gotta take another drink, guys. I'm kind of getting over being sick, so my throat is not built for this right now. Which is funny, because I'm going to stream, like, almost directly after this, so smart on me, right? By the way, make sure to check out the streams. Going to be doing our Fire Pro League there. If it doesn't crash on us. Anyway, we jump into our next angle, which gets a 99 A-star rating. We're back from commercial. The Rock's music hits, and out comes the former WWF World Champion. Makes his way down to the ring. He takes the mic, and he does his whole catchphrase. Finally, The Rock has come back to Northwest USA. Before getting to his point, he says, "All right, dead man, we've been waiting all night. Where the hell you at? The Rock has been waiting all night to challenge your monkey ass, and you have the audacity to show up late to your first day as the team captain? Or is it that you know lightning won't strike twice, and you can't beat the Great One for a second time? But you're going to have to face the facts that you and The Rock have one more match in our future, so don't keep the People's Champion waiting much longer." But instead of, The Undertaker coming out, the WCW World Champion Kurt Angle's music comes out, and he comes out, or his music goes off, I should say, and he comes out instead of The Undertaker and does his whole entrance before, getting in the ring with The Rock. Rock says, "What in the blue hell are you doing here?" And Kurt says, "Well, Rock, after successfully defending my WCW World Championship this past Sunday, I've decided to take my campaign on the road over to Monday Night Raw." And then Rock goes, No, let The Rock stop you right there. No, let The Rock stop you right there. No one wants to hear about your company merger plan. And then Angle goes on to respond, "Oh, I know, Rock. That's not why I'm here. The only way this war is ever going to end is a merger, whether you like it or not. And when I say that, I don't necessarily mean a company merger. If I had it my way, then that's exactly how it'd go. But what I mean is a title merger. Whichever side gets both world championships will win this war. Which is why I need to get both the titles. Which is why I'm here to challenge The Undertaker. Let's end this war and put both the titles on the line. What do you say, dead man?" And then Rock goes on to say, Whoa, back up for a minute there, you Olympic jackass. The Rock has already beaten you to it. Plus, let's not forget about The Rock's rematch clause." And then Kurt's like, "Come on, really? You're going to bring up that?" Kind of like maybe an homage to Steiner earlier. I don't know. The two men then go on to break into an argument, pretty much making their claims that they should be the next in line to challenge The Undertaker, until finally the WWF World Champion makes his first appearance on Monday Night Raw since winning the championship, and out comes The Undertaker alongside his brother Kane, and then Taker comes out, "Would you two shut up? So let me get this straight. You two are going to stand out here and argue about who's next to face the dead man at No Way Out for the WWF Championship? Well, Rock, you do have your rematch. And Kurt, yes, this is a horrible Undertaker. You are the WCW champion. But what you fail to see, Kurt, is I'm not sure where your allegiances lie. Are you WWF or WCW? And Rock, didn't I beat your ass last night? If you ask me, neither one of you deserve a title shot on my title. In fact, there's only one person, in my opinion, who should get a title shot at the gold. A man who stepped up to the plate on numerous occasions. A man who has been on a path of destruction. A man that I know very well. And that man, or should I say that monster, is my little brother Kane. And then Rock goes on to say, oh, you've got to be kidding me. For months you talk about leading the WWF, and the first thing you're going to do as champion is give a shot to Kane? And I actually ran out of space here. Like, you can see I can't type in any more than a couple of letters. So, I had to actually ran out of space here. So, I kind of got to go off the top of my head here, guys. So, Rock's going to be like, you're going to give it to Kane? And pretty much, you know, he's kind of insulted by it, saying that he could beat Kane's monkey ass any day of the week. And Kurt, will, you know, goes on to say that he can beat Kane too. You know, stuff like this. And eventually leads to Kurt proposing, you know what? Since all four of us are out here, how about tonight you two face me and Rock? Eventually it leads to, you know, a tag team match. If I would have been able to write it, I would have been able to, you know, lead into that a lot better. But I ran out of space and I didn't feel like bringing up the notepad for just a Monday Night Raw segment. So pretty much it leads into our main event of the night, which is going to be the Brothers of Destruction versus The Rock and Kurt Angle. Jerry Lawler pretty weak. Thanks a lot, King. Rock came out looking excellent. Kurt came across looking well. Undertaker was good. Kane was good. And we're jumping into the main event of the night, which gets a solid 80B rating here. An bout that had sensational wrestling and fantastic heat. The Rock and Kurt Angle beat the Brothers of Destruction. So in Undertaker's first match as world champion, he does actually go under, but he didn't take the pinfall. Kane, the one who Taker, you know, was talking so highly about, is the one who actually took the pinfall. Because I'd imagine at one point it kind of breaking out between Rock and the Undertaker, you know, since they're a little bit of a heated feud between each other right now. So they're, you know, kind of going at it while we have Kane and Kurt in the middle of the ring. And Kane probably goes for a choke slam. Kurt gets out of it, or slides out of it, and goes behind, hits the angle slam, 1, 2, 3, picks up the win, and makes his intentions very clear as he holds up the WCW World Championship and kind of points at the Undertaker at the same time. And I'd imagine maybe even Rock has a little bit of a stare down with Kurt as well. As we end off the show there. Kurt Angle with an in-ring performance of a 93, The Rock with a 95, Undertaker with a 100, and Kane with a 94. So Taker with the strongest, Kurt with the weakest. Kane is improving in Rumble. Good on you. What the hell? How come it didn't give me the rating? What the hell? What the hell? Hold on, now we gotta go check the rating. Where's that at? Show history. What the heck? Okay, we got an 89 solid A rating for Monday Night Raw. What the heck just happened there? That was so weird. I don't think I double-clicked, but I might have. We do have a decision, so I'm not gonna click on any of this stuff because we've got some big ol' things coming up here soon. So we're just gonna stay right here. And I'm going to see you guys for Nitro. Like I said, be a little patient. Nitro might take a couple of days because I'm really going to be paying attention to my booking here from now on. Trying to not miss a single thing. That way everything is clear right when we get to Mania and you guys understand exactly why Invasion is happening. Either way, my name's been OMG WTF, LOL FTW BRB. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode of Monday Night Raw. If you have, do me a favor. Leave me a like, a comment, subscribe if you have not already. And as always, don't forget to share this video with your friends, your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagrams, your, I don't know, every social media account out there, whatever you think will help. Friggin' share it to Squared Wrestling R, Reddit, whatever it's called. Help your homeboy out. Let's try to get these this channel up there and build ourselves up. I can't do it without you guys, so you know, the typical YouTuber rant. I don't want to go on everyone. You hear everybody say this, but I greatly appreciate all the help you guys give me. And as always, I will see you guys in the next episode. So until then, have a great day, guys.